my final critique for the spring trimester of 2016. And so for final critique, it's a private critique, just you and Matt and Magda, the two instructors at Ravenswood, and you show all of your work. So they have all these easels kind of arced around and you put all of your work on there. So I showed my figure paintings, my cast paintings, even the one that is the in progress one, my transfer drawings for the figure paintings and the cast paintings, and then all of my little figure drawings. I met Magda both. They said that they saw huge improvements from my grisaille paintings, especially from my grisaille figure paintings, onto the color painting that I just finished of John. And that feels really good, especially because at the start of this painting I really felt like I was struggling with color for the first week or two, but then I kind of got in this groove and it just started feeling more natural, and I think it turned out really well and I'm really happy with it. They were really praising the space that I captured in the painting, especially between his arm, his stomach, and then the background behind. And then also Magda said that she thought that the portrait of John was the best portrait that I've painted so far, in the sense that it was three-dimensional and there was a lot of planes in the face, and especially compared to my one of Brian, which his face is kind of flat and it kind of doesn't have that structure to it. So I'm glad that you said that, because especially for the last 2 days of working on John, I was really pushing that on his portrait. And then what they said that I could work on with seeing the painting of John, and then also my in progress cast painting that I'm working on, that it's also a color, so those are my two color paintings that I'm working on, that I could really work on unifying the shadow. So I really want to figure out how to do a balance of that. We're still showing a lot of vibrancy in the shadow, but still keeping it unified. So Magda said something that I could do to really challenge myself is for my next figure painting, to where I place myself in the angle of the figure in the room, is I should try and find an angle that the shadow is, or that the figure is covered in shadow, at least like, I forget what she said, like 80% or something like that, or you can try and do it where there's just a sliver of light. So if I do something like that, it's going to be a real challenge to make the light so interesting if it's just a sliver. And so the only way that you can do that then would be to really extremely unify the shadow. Okay, and then in this critique they said that my weakest point is my transfer drawings, and they said that the transfer drawings are kind of looking like I'm in the mindset of, they look like maps for what I'm going to paint, and that's totally the mindset that I was in. And I don't know if I honestly see too big of a problem with doing that, but I mean, I'm going to do what they said because I'm sure they're not making that up. But they said I should be really trying to get more of a naturalistic look to these transfer drawings, and then I'll kind of be able to notice the subtleties more for correcting proportions and other things like that. So when I'm in the mindset of mapping out a transfer drawing, I'm using dark lines and kind of making, I guess, kind of like a caricature of it, and I kind of just want to rush through it anyways, just so I can get onto the fun part, which is painting. But I'm going to make a real effort to try and make these less cut out, caricature-y, and more naturalistic. Oh yeah, they also said that it's good that they see, compared to my transfer drawing, beside one of my paintings, that there is always an improvement of the drawing and the structure of what I'm doing. So they said it's good that I'm not just settling, like once I get the transfer drawing and I put that on and I'm like too afraid to, you know, like move out of the outlines that I put on there. So that's good, and I always want to do that. I always want to try and like make it better and better each time, and I'm getting less afraid too of destroying things and being afraid that I won't be able to get them back. So definitely feeling more confident that I can destroy something and know that I can either repaint it or hopefully get it better. But those are all the big things that we talked about in my final critique and so now I'm on summer break for a while. I did an crochet class for 2 weeks, and I think I'll make a separate video about that, but so helpful. If anyone has the opportunity to take an crochet class, especially from a really good artist like I did, yeah, I can't say enough good things about it. But for the rest of the summer, I think I'm going to do just a lot of color studies and get really comfortable with working in color now. And then I've also been working on compositions for future paintings, which I'm so excited about. And just be in the studio a lot when I want to, or painting outside when I want to, and kind of take it easy.